Okay. Hey, Robin.
Yeah.
Hey. Aaron.
Because Mary's still on.
Yeah. They're both lefties.
Is dealing with
Winter, and that was like back in,
oh yeah.
yeah, maybe late in
Nice guy.
might have been more nice.
How are we going to come back?
Yeah.
Thank you. More Scott.
I'm very good. Please vote it at some point.
Because then you have a printout of it too.
Okay, it's printed in
Okay.
there.
Uh,
That short file cabinet is still out there. He wanted the other one showed it.
oh, okay.
Training.
Did you hear that, Mark?
Yes. That short file, yeah.
Okay, and then this is the environment, in addition to the policy manual changes, this environment center, this, which has to be stopped.
Very nice.
Last week.
Very pleased.
He's not even here all weekend, so.
Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Just turned to a mud pit. So I don't know what to do. I don't really want to complain. But I'm just asking for help.
Sure. Well, then, Gregor's the man we need to talk to, so, were you aware of?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are. Priorities. There's been many other things out there we're working on.
Well, unfortunately, rumors go around, and I heard that she had this big gigantic plan of fixing the road, and got into it with somebody and decided, no, that's not what we're gonna do, and she got mad and left.
Well, that's not, I'll just put a pin to that right there. That is not what happened. That's not true, so that's,
That's fine, I'm just saying,
yeah.
I thought we had a plan together with her, and now she's gone, so I don't know who to turn to.
No, that's totally false with that. It is a rumor, so
Okay.
put a pin to that right there.
You've looked at it, you're familiar with it. What needs to be done to make it right?
Well, just like all the other roads, you need to go in and cut the sides down and raise the road up, and get the ground back in, just like you come in and shave all those banks down and put ditches in. And again, you're talking,
But the ditches are already there.
no,
There's no ditches there. It's pretty much flat all the way across. Yeah.
And in fact, it's dirt.
well, I hate to go dump good rock down, and then if those mounds aren't taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, we need to
Water
take care of that
Pull
first.
in the middle and run down through there.
I actually widened my driveway last year because I got a 40-foot, 50-foot camper.
Mm-hmm.
So I put another 20 feet up with my tube instead of the driveway. Do we need to pull mailboxes?
We don't,
Okay.
pull and go back.
Okay.
If I can get our list, I mean,
Okay.
if I can get our list, I
Okay.
mean, we've got lists laid out for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's my question is where we're gonna put them in that list. And then in the short term, could somebody get up there at least with the front scarifier, fix the holes? With them knowing that, you know, they're on the list to have it. So we have these situations all over the county because for, I couldn't tell you how many years, 15, 20 years, we just have not, the county has not put enough gravel on roads. And so then you end up with roads that do this, you know, and so we have an enormous amount of those same situations that you're just talking about. And we have to start someplace. So here's as many as we can get. But like Scott said,
The rock increase every year and the budget going down.
yeah. So to give you an idea, when I became commissioner almost 5 years ago, Rock was
The country because this is, you know, 6-7 houses rural, about like we got down south or, you know, but.
And then, you know, the other side of that is, well, it's only for 6 or 7 houses, because
Yeah.
nobody drives through there. So we get that, just
Yeah, we
so
get that
you
all the
understand,
time.
we get that complaint that people are, you know, you put thousands of dollars of gravel and work into a road that only 6 families drive up and down, versus a road where you maybe get 250 vehicles a day, commuter traffic.
Right.
And where's that priority? So again, Scott and his management.
It's a balancing act, Robbie.
Well, even if we could get it bladed.
I agree with you
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's why I say in the short term, you said who was gonna take it over?
Landon.
Landon's gonna take it over. He's a really good operator. He's probably one of the better, and he's just got a lot of experience, knows what he's doing. Yeah, in the short term, we can deadhead him over there and get him on that, just get the holes fixed so that people are.
I know that.
Thank you.
Of course, I-
Thank you.
There is a resolution.
So we would have to change the resolution then, possibly.
Any
So-
road or- Okay.
Maybe the resolution just says that they're required to fill that out, but
Yeah.
not necessarily that we have to sign off on it.
Well, I mean, it says right here, said petitioner agrees the following should Board of County Commissioners. 1, 2.
This is, I mean, the only thing I'm thinking of is, there's a recent case called Ross Nelson, where a hog farmer himself,
Right.
Yeah, that's something that you,
county that,
I mean, it's gonna have to be, rewritten, number one, because like I said, the first line in it says petitioner, should Board of County Commissioners approve this petition, and then down on 9,
Yeah.
all locations of facilities within the county right of way shall be approved by county commission prior to commencing construction, so on and so forth.
So this, yeah, this resolution needs to be changed. to
Yes.
fit the concept you're talking about, in the technical detail that I was giving. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Okay, perfect.
thank you.
So you had no objection that you brought
No.
down? Okay.
Here. He's got a piece of property that already has the entrance there,
After entrance.
pasture entrance, and he's wanting to change it to residential. Do we need to go through all this?
The residence there, it would have to be moved. I just need a copy of that one before we leave.
All right, next thing is some purchase orders to be signed.
We will not accept uncapped liability in section 7.
What's that one?
That's that contract deal that's
Agreed to binding arbitration or the payment of damages or penalties. Further, the county and its agencies do not agree to pay attorney fees, costs, or late payment charges beyond those available under the Canton's Prompt Payment Act. I think he's saying that that's an untapped liability. The agreement they have really is the cost of the service, right? So if you are, when I get to a point where I can cover what we need, and I can do it, and you're good, you don't have to worry about it. If I can't, then I'll come back. How about that?
Okay.
We don't have to touch it again. It seems to me that this can be worked with a bit,
Okay,
because it's approved but not delivered to accept the contract until such time as county council approves
okay.
the changes.
But where are we gonna take that?
Yep, we talked about that. We talked last week, you're gonna take it out of special equipment,
Right.
such as, because we've
Oh, yeah.
already said we're gonna have a lean year this year, so we're not buying a whole lot.
we're already down to 139.
But $139,000, and this is for the bed. I
That's
guess
after the bid?
That's after bid.
Okay.
my thought would be, that if we get down by October, November, $10,000 in that account, and we have a situation where we need something, and it's just an absolute need, not a want, then we could make it, we could go back and talk about utilizing that money, but I just,
Well,
so give me an example.
what we talked about last week, this money's going anyway. Because if you take the 15 for that, and then whatever it was for the chip and seals that we were off, that's gone.
Right,
All this money's gone.
right.
And I did go back and check, and you remember, she said that we were $400,000 last year on the chip and seal. That was because for chip and seal.
Okay.
Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. To replace that truck for recycling. And I did misspeak the other day, it went to 2011 to 2008. The spray truck is in 2011. It makes the truck longer, so, again,
That's what 6.4 V8.
So I,
Running boards for 48,250. The other ones have, anything about bed liner or anything in there?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
there it is.
Yep.
You want a motion?
Yes, please.
Move that we purchase the Dodge and Ellis being low bid.
Second?
Been properly moved and seconded to purchase the truck from Ellis Boys in Holton for a cost of $46,805. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Those three. What else you got for us?
Well, I got the water permit just about done for when we start doing dust control out on, by the Soldier Quarter. We want to get water out of the Soldier Creek. Just back up that wrapped up. Did talk to the gentleman, that did the chip seal last week about adding 254 and Q4 really, there's no other problem with that.
Okay.
So, we did talk about the extra rock we have out here to use up. We have, maybe a whole other meeting to talk about. Can you make a copy of that? We were, sorry.
That's it.
See, we normally just let Christie sit there and don't do anything, we're gonna put you to work today.
What this is a few years ago, we were trying to keep our motor graders at warranty, so the warranty runs out, keep them trading out and stuff like that. You see here, we've got about 4 of them here, and we're not planning on buying one this year. So we've got about 4 of them here that are going to be past warranty by the end of the year. I guess we need to, I would like to, but we're gonna run into the same problem down the road, is see if we can get these warranties to 10,000 hours instead of 7,500. Would that be the cheapest way to go, or just like, once you run out and take a risk of a motor going and transmission or something like that?
So Lonnie's, well, Landon's, we won't put that many hours on, it puts about 1,100 a year.
Yes.
Which ones are you thinking that the warranties are gonna be out of?
You've got,
Ravens?
Bonds,
Okay,
Ravens,
Bonds, Ravens,
yeah, and possibly Lonnie's.
okay? And possibly Gaze,
Yes, possibly Gaze.
okay?
And what?
And the 12th one, the John Deere is already out, the warranty was 9,000 hours.
Yes,
correct?
and what we're thinking on that is, when one of these other ones get close, when we kind of straight out, we'll go ahead and sell that one John Deere, and then put one of these other cats into that position.
12th position.
The 12th position. So that, again, it doesn't get a lot of hours around it.
Have you done any research as to how long if they will even extend the warranty on them, how long it will be?
Not yet.
Okay.
So
I'd like to.
I did check into leasing.
I'm not in favor of the
Not at
leasing.
all.
I'm not in favor of the
Not at
leasing
all.
at all.
Yeah, well, I think there's a difference between those two concepts.
Okay.
Yeah, so I,
Looking at the numbers, to me, it's not a way to go.
No.
yeah, because they usually have low use hours, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine that's probably a benefit for some counties.
Okay, Steve mentioned the other day that the people from Dust Control contacted us so they can get a head start on some of these. So tomorrow morning, we start down on 142 from the highway going to W. Should take maybe 2 days, hopefully, in the weather. So,
Great.
if you know anybody's running down that way, let them know.
Okay.
Tara, can you
T4 will be up for that.
make sure, have Aaron put that on Jackson County Commissioner's website, that let truck drivers know that if they're gonna be running 142 to the quarry, that they'll be applying dust control. I'm gonna call Scott, Sis from truck.
We did work out a deal with them too, where they're storing some. I'm sorry.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
We did work out a thing with them where they're using our frac tank down here just to save time and then have to run clear back to wherever they're going to get the stuff. So they've already brought 2 loads of them down there, so
Good.
that'll speed things along. Let's see. Tubes that we're gonna be working on this week, we got one at 84 and 150. We got one at D and 182 intersection. We got one at E and 182. We got one at S and 158.
It's a crossroad.
Huh?
That's the 158, it's a crossroad.
Yes. We're like almost across it.
All of them, what the driveway to?
No.
Because we're not.
No, this is all road.
Okay.
Rock we put down last week, we got some down on B, between 190 and 178. We got some on 140.
And so it's what we've done last week. Buddy wants to, when we're gonna come clean the debris up.
Just, you have to give me a road.
He didn't give me a road. It was by his place for sure. Where his road is, let's see if I can find it here. And out here on the corner of, cleaned out of the road and cleaned out of the ditch.
Some of that becomes cleaning out the ditch.
That's kind of what I thought, no matter where we go at least. On the,
Cade that you put in there, somebody's either stolen it or run over it and knocked it into the creek. So it's
Matt said they welded that thing up like 5 times.
It's, yeah, it broke it out, it broke the concrete. So.
was that when the car went up and over? Or vehicle went up and over?
Yeah, how they didn't end
Did
up.
we ever get a name? I heard the sheriff's department, there was some lady come in and saying that her son had hit a guardrail and told out her vehicle.
No idea.
I never got a name.
Then I'll call him. Because, yeah, we want to know that because.
Yeah.
Because of insurance.
Especially with concrete.
Oh, it, Yeah, and you may want.
One other thing I guess that I just thought of, Todd, you'd sent out, things that you'd gotten from the tribe about their detours and all that good stuff. They're all gonna be, they're starting to work on 150th apparently, and all their detours accommodate the traffic. So, and we didn't even know it until it was brought up, by somebody that, why they,
It's happening.
yeah, why they detours out there.
Yeah.
And so we had to rush out there and put
Something
rock down
there
and fix the
that-
roads.
So that was supposed to happen, I don't have any reason to know, it's just, obviously like anything else, when communicated something by somebody.
Well, I find it a little odd and a little humorous that they chose to go through their legal team to you rather than just their road and bridge team to our road and bridge team like we had asked to do. It's a little ludicrous to me,
Yeah.
okay? Ludicrous, really.
So on 150th, east of 75 highway, have you looked at those entrances, make sure they meet? We'll have to take action on that.
All right, perfect.
I'll be sitting under the drill this afternoon at the dentist office.
It's just a program, do you guys? Well, I'll go ahead and ask more, I'll put it to 125.
Yeah, just to finish your stuff up tentatively, put 125, I think that's what it
Yeah,
was,
give
just
it-
125, 150, but.
The Word doc.
It's-
There's an audit that was ongoing.
Incentive is different.
Then longevity.
Well, that's what they call it. It's, in their minds, it's a bonus.
It's not a
Okay.
bonus. A bonus is subjective. So on an annual basis, if you decide to give your employee a bonus,
Yeah, just cash.
Yeah,
but this is based on so many dollars for every year you've been here.
You mean like as a wage increase?
No.
No.
One time.
one time each year,
Is it $7 per?
It depends on how many years you've been here, what the amount is.
I'd have to go back.
They say for us to implement that is saying.
Yeah, and I understand, I'm just trying to make sure I get what we're talking
The
about.
signed copy of this.
Because there isn't anything that says, here's what the incentive pay is.
It's on our pay plan, I don't know where she has it back.
Well, why don't I just, when I get that, you guys, and then I'll talk to Chris and just get back and sort it out, because I don't want to blow something up kind of for,
yeah.
you know. Or make an answer that the question isn't worded. Then there's just,
Here it is. Yeah.
make a copy of that thing.
Sorry. Yeah. Have something for us or something for Todd or?
Fire lien.
Okay.
Issue.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yep.
That's fine.
You have time?
Yeah, sure. I have time.
Time's money, right?
Well, I guess the question being is that, I mean, what the situation is, as I understand it, and obviously not, well, maybe you want to talk about it, but there was a place that was totally destroyed by fire, probably not necessarily to look at it. It's enough that they're going to breaks the structure. Your resolution is a standard resolution. It's kind of required. It says that if an insurance company is going to pay out on a fire claim, that they reserve 15% of it in case of the need to. It's basically an insurance policy against the person taking all the money from the home and leaving a burned out hulk for you guys to tear down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that wasn't done in this instance. For what reason is unknown, just an error on their part. I can't understand that because, like I said, there's not many places that don't have this. So I guess the question being, if they are going to, if they're not going to rebuild, it's probably an indication that they're going to rebuild, right?
I was told that they would call me back last week after talking to the homeowner, and I did not receive a call, so. I don't know if the homeowner didn't go in to talk to the insurance guy.
Yeah, well, the fact of the matter is that ultimately you'd have a lien if you did have to knock it down. I don't want to make a litigation issue out of nothing if they're going to rebuild the house, because that's your answer right there. They get it all back if they rebuild, or if they tear it down,
Clean it up.
and clean it up.
Yeah. I mean, from my understanding, that was the key to this whole thing, is the county wanted to make sure that they weren't on the hook for the cleanup process. Like you said, if somebody just took the money and left,
We've had to do that in the past.
yeah.
It ultimately probably is something you guys put on the property tax rolls, and then that property becomes burdened with that cost. Pay off for somebody to be able to buy it.
Okay. I'm fine with doing that.
Yeah, I guess we can step up the pressure a bit by saying they need to deposit with us to pay out from their insurance company. They should have the money. It's not that question.
So they've not done anything with it?
And when talking with the insurance agent, he was oblivious. She was oblivious, they were oblivious.
Said that he didn't know anything about it.
Well, that's not our fault.
We sent letters out to everybody.
That doesn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Well, okay, so my initial thought was, let's make sure we're not making none of the homeowner we're going to rebuild, but we don't have any clear indication that they are. So we might as well just tell them, pay us the amount, we'll hold it, or whatever we're going to do.
Does that need to come from you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
Am I forwarding that copy to the receipt?
Copy.
Am I in the daily file? What's that?
To make sure that Chris refuses himself to.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I knew you would.
Yeah,
knew you
I
would.
told him, I said he can't sit in on that one.
All right, sounds good.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
See ya.
So the only other thing would be executive session, 15 minutes, attorney-client privilege, clerk present.
Say, for, is it?
Attorney-client
Attorney-client
privilege,
okay.
15 minutes, clerk present.
Move to go into executive session for attorney-client privilege, to include, our attorney and the commissioners in this room. How long?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting at 10:10.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to go into executive session for attorney-client privileges with the board and the attorney present.
Ally, are you coming back? The article.
I
that you-
can.
The article that you did in the home recorder about the ground on the tax roll, very well written.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you send me an e-form of that?
Oh,
sure, do you want it like on the, like I can give you a PDF of the whole that page or whatever. What's your, you want me to send you your commission email? What is that?
K Kelly, oh,
I think I probably have it,
K Kelly at JACKS.com. Yeah, thank you.
but, yep.
Our lobbies.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank
If it
you
can be
very much.
Thank you.
helpful, yeah, whatever we can do, so.
You guys have a vote.
Any further discussion?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried. Gary, we're going into executive session for 10 minutes.
What?
Say, we're going into executive session for 10 minutes, so you'll have to step out.
I sit right here.
No, you can't.
It's being extended another 5 minutes with the executive session.
Todd, did you see the email from Christie on Saturday?
What I did.
It was copied to all of us. I just wanted to see, do you have any thoughts on that? We need to talk about that, because I don't know nothing about it. I have no clue.
I thought maybe something that was better earlier.
Well, that's what I don't know.
Okay.
I don't show that I have.
None? Well, I thought you were copying on it.
Yeah.
All right, hang on, let me forward this to you.
This second one was this. This and this. What was the first?
The first one was, legal claims, basically.
Oh, David Cooper sent it to you also on Friday, the 28th. That's where I saw you were copied on.
David Cooper, okay.
Yeah,
That was a result of, there was a decision made in,
but I don't recall this, I don't recall this at all. That's where I was getting at. I don't recall this,
Recall what?
that case.
oh, this is, this is the one with, I think this is the sheriff's one, isn't it?
Yes, but we're still in the
Yeah.
Board of County Commissioners is included in this, and
I didn't.
yeah, you should have got it, Keith.
Yeah.
Christie sent
She
it to
said, well, she said all the Saturday.
KKLA, Jacob. Yep.
Yeah, she probably did, if she did include me again, I don't know why.
No, she didn't include you again on this. I had seen you
That
down
was
here
the first
when David included you.
Yeah, I looked at, when I got it, I read it real, just skimmed the order real briefly, so I can try to answer the questions, probably not.
Oh, I was just curious. I didn't know, like I say, I don't recall anything about this when it was filed.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's basically arguing on a very narrow matter, on a dismissal, I think
No, Keith, are you familiar with this?
I didn't get a copy of it for some reason.
On the
That's when I
Saturday, the
got-
29th?
Yeah. That's when I got was.
All right, then I'm gonna forward it to you too. I can do that, right, Todd?
it was. Yep, I mean, this is,
Yeah, because she's actually got it to you first.
Yeah.
All right, it's there, or it's sent. And there again, I'm ignorant of this one. Is
Well,
that
yeah,
the one where they got arrested and they kept him in the,
I think so.
okay,
This false imprisonment thing is part of it.
because of their jail law being off of the tribal lands or something like that.
I mean, I think it gets pretty, as I recall, I got pretty deep in the weeds when I was having more questions than I had answers.
Okay,
When I read that part, but I can give you the lawyer view of motions to dismiss, at least knowing what the judge thinks about these things. It's almost always better for the judge to deny that they're wrong. They end up back trying the case again, and then it's just delayed. If they grant it, then they can still win on summary judgment or win a trial and avoid the whole problem, but at least they gave them a chance of hearing it. So,
okay,
so it's really, I would, told me that this didn't quite make the grade. It wouldn't surprise me because it's a coin flip or even 60-40 on their side of the judge probably will just deny it. Keep the hassle, not level down, but, I think Dave's probably not happy with the way that it was stated.
okay. All right, well, like I said, I saw that and I started reading, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on, so. I'm thinking that that's the one that it was, but I'm not sure. From
Maybe
reading
that's,
through here.
if you have something, if he's coming by next time.
Yeah. Well, 14, so, next week, no, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
All right.
2 weeks.
It is 2 weeks.
What the heck?
All right. Got anything else for us?
Nothing that I can think of. Anything for you guys? You guys need me to hang around for any reason?
Let's see, we just got
Chase butterflies.
Brooke coming in with grant paperwork, and Brian with Jackson County Conservation District for his appropriations. I can't think of anything that we need to talk more and more to you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Bet.
Appreciate it. And you're gonna read over that other contract you just got sent?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that next week too, because I've just started the wherefore, whereas, and I've already got a question on that, so we'll jump into that next week.
Did you meet with the computer?
Yes, sir. We had a meeting, Christie, myself, and Aaron met with IP Pathways
Tuesday.
last Tuesday, thank you. It all blurs. And very good conversation with them. What I kind of suspected was true. There were things that we had asked for that they got told, oh, you don't need to worry about that, take it out, we're good. So, IP Pathways,
Computer people.
And so Tim said, don't worry about it, and,
take it out, we're good.
okay, and,
Some of the things we had asked for as far as for on-site service, things like that,
and they realized he didn't have the authority to do that.
they didn't know that. They wanted to come up and meet with us. No, you're good, you don't need to.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it was a good meeting. We got some things cleared up, we got some questions answered. This was an all-along thing. This is a one-time payment in here for the setup for 365. It was an all-along thing. It just never got explained to us that way. So, I told them that, okay, fine, it's $750. I said I don't like to spend $750 unless I have to, unless I know what it's for. So they explained it, and it's all good.
What about
The Duo authentication, we're going to go with that. We're not being charged for that right now, but it is something that, especially in light of the Atchison County breach, that is something that we need to take very seriously. So I said, okay, we're good with that after they explained their reasoning and why. They said it was supposed to be an all-along thing, but there again, it never got kind of explained to us that way. I said, so when we do this, I said, are we going to see anything out of this as far as any type of training? Because you talked about training, you talked about several things. And I said, training as far as employees and us, email, and you click on the link on it, and you get the big red skull and bones up there, say, okay, you screwed up, you gotta go to training now. Because it's spoofing emails from them, from IP Pathways, their outfit, that actually is a good thing. We did it at Goodyear. I mean, corporate sent out emails like that all the time that I never clicked on one, got the big red skull and bones, but I know several people teach you what to look for, what not to click on. If you get an email from a suspicious, or anymore, you don't know if they're suspicious or not. But you glance at them, and the sender has 2 dots there in there instead of 1. And you just look at the name and say, oh, I know Susie, yeah, so no problem. Click on that, and boom, there you go. And now what you've done is download malware into your system. So they said, yeah, that's a no-brainer. We can do that.
Okay.
So I said, okay, so they're gonna get started on that, they're gonna come up and, they set up a time to come up during a meeting and talk to us. Said they wanted to do that all along, but, there
Somebody
again,
said
so
no.
like I said, they're gonna come up and do that. There's several things that they're going to look at as far as a security assessment. We've never had a security assessment done on the system since they took over. They wanted to do that originally, and no, we're good. So, they're gonna get that set up, get that taken care of. Like I said, it's a very good conversation all the way around, so I have no problem with signing this for $750 for the, interest connect setup for the 365 multi-factor authentication for Cisco Duo. So,
Okay, thanks for going.
probably we need to, since this is a contract, we need to, go ahead and have a motion to spend $750 for the interconnect setup for 365 multi-faction authentication with Cisco Duo through IP pathways.
And so if they needed to come on site?
That is still an extra charge because it's not a contract.
Okay, but they would do it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But the likelihood that they can't solve something remote.
Right.
Is very
Right.
slim to none, but
Right.
the capability is there. They're just an open park, so
Right.
boom, they get here, no problem.
I move that we approve the $750.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the contract with IP Pathways for the interconnect setup for 365 multi-factor authentication with Cisco Duo. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in line, motion carried. All right, I'll sign it right now. You first. All right, there's that one. And we have several abatements here. Those taken care of. Yeah, we don't wanna hold this up, I don't know about that.
So Tim didn't get a report
Uh-huh.
down there, and so they left the scene.
From there,
Yeah,
okay.
he's gonna send a report out to Scott. Hopefully we can go through your
Recoup some of the
insurance,
damage from the,
every bit of it.
yeah, from the insurance company, okay, great. That's what we wanna hear.
Yeah, 'cause I figured if you're gonna send it to your insurance, you gotta have a
Right.
fairly ground.
So do you know what Amy wants us to do with this, or is this, something that we really have to worry about?
I asked Erin what this was, because I was gone last week, and she said that they close at 4 in their office.
Right.
And they, if we do this, then we all have to have, we will all not be able to answer calls at 4 o'clock, or Giants to completely reprogram the entire system that we need now, so that it works where theirs shuts off at 4 and goes to their automated messaging, and it will still ring for everybody else.
So,
You can, Erin knows more about it.
okay, well, let's go ahead and get Erin down here so we can figure out what's going
She's
on.
the only one.
Oh, she's the only one else, that's right, okay. So we'll hold off on this till next week. We'll just table this till next week, perfect.
And what is that?
Here's, I'll pass that down, you can look at it.
So the sun's changing?
And apparently court always closes at 4 o'clock,
Right.
but they still receive phone calls, and they want to have it reprogrammed so that phone calls don't come through.
They don't have a phone to ring?
They don't have to
Basically,
answer.
yes.
That's right, they don't have to answer it.
That's what I was thinking, I don't know, but we'll get some more information next week.
What more information would we need?
Well, I want to know why they can't just let it go, not answer it, let it go to voicemail.
So can we get, it'd be the clerk of the court we need to talk to. Right?
If she's not in court.
I mean, we can check and see.
Check and see. I don't,
Anything turn the ringer down?
you know, I think since the number one complaint I've heard about the courthouse since I've been in office was the call entry.
They don't like it.
No. I don't know why, I've heard more complaints about that.
You know what happened before we had that?
What's that?
Their office got every phone call, they had to
We
direct it.
still get a lot of it, because people don't.
Because
listen.
you're the last one on the list.
Because even though we made it really clear that we do not handle court matters on the calling sheet,
Right.
they still choose us.
Correct.
We're still transferring a lot of
That was changed back when Kathy was still here.
Yeah.
And,
Like I say, you guys are, the clerk's office is the last one on the list, so you would think people would say, no, I'll choose one of the others.
I mean, I think the Collie Tree works very well. You just listen to it, you go through it, you click. and-
Like I say, that's, if any complaint that I've got with the courthouse proper, that is the number one thing that people don't
But
like.
you ask the question, why?
And
What can
you
we
really-
change about it?
They don't like going through the menu. I don't know why, I don't know what, but you know, that's what I'm saying. And that's the number one complaint that I've gotten is that of the courthouse property.
From residents, not from
Yes.
employees?
No, from residents, yeah, yep. We'll see if Amy's free and we'll get her down there and see what
I'm
we can
just
figure out.
explaining it the way it was explained to me briefly this morning. I don't actually know that much about it. So let's see what she's doing.
We have a thank you here from the Jackson County Historical and Genealogy Society for their donation of $20 or $3,000 for 2025.
I see the house came down last week.
I saw that.
Do you want to talk to her on the phone or have her come down?
I don't know if
Come down here. About
Yes, you
the
could.
call and your request.
it'd be easier, everybody could hear.
Thanks.
We got another thing from Sharon Smith. Looks so good.
Is that the same thing as before?
No, it's different, this is, she's filed for an extension. I don't know how you can do that with sales before it's set, but, this will need to, that'll need to go to Todd, so you might make a note on that, that should go to Todd, so you can see that, yeah.
I just brought it down here.
All right. Let's get to be that time of the year. Netawaka Athletic Club would like to request funds for the operation of our summer ball club program. Funds will be used to help purchase updated ball equipment, player uniforms, repairs to the concession stand, pay utilities, water, trash, electrical, and mowing, and pay umpire wages. We currently have around 65 participants in our program. We've always tried to run our program so participants don't have the financial burden of paying fees to play. Any questions? There's the phone number for Christopher Dahl.
So they don't pay anything for play ball? Really?
Yep. So last year, Netawaka had $2,500 for their appropriation.
I always, I mean, the other ball associations, they still charge a small fee for kids to play so that parents have some skin in the game.
Yeah,
I mean, as opposed to,
I think some of these other towns don't. I don't believe that,
Like any of them that are in the Jackson Heights.
I don't think so. I don't, my granddaughter plays for Whiting, and I don't believe she does either.
how do they raise money?
Donations, concessions. Hi,
How are you?
how are you?
Good,
I
how are
didn't
you?
recognize you.
With my Dutch phrases.
Yes, well, come on up. You want to explain the situation behind the
Oh, the
phone
college tree?
thing? Yeah, we're just kind of puzzled what's going on.
Sure. So our phones they go off at 4 o'clock every day, so that we have that last half hour to wrap things up, clean things up. And we kept getting phone calls through. And I couldn't figure out if they were like, you know, direct, either direct calls to our direct lines, which stay open, or transferred from like the clerk's office or the treasurer, a different phone line.
Right.
Well, it turns out after some studying that they're coming from the calling tree.
So when someone calls the main line, which is the clerk's office, and I can't think of the number, 2891, they can still push 1 for the district court, and that's still coming through from 4 to 4:30. Well, as you can imagine, that's where most of our phone calls come from. And so we were trying to figure out how to fix that. And so in working with Giant, they said they could either set up a new calling tree from 4 to 4:30, which isn't really gonna change much other than we just have to set it up.
Right.
Or if we wanted to, or if you wanted to more or less, then they would just roll all the phones at 4 o'clock. So at 4 o'clock, if people call open to the public, are gonna be 8 to 4 call back during that time. So either way, it's just a
So,
matter of how.
I
we
guess
set
I got
it.
a question. So when you receive a phone call up there after hours, if you just don't answer it, just go to voicemail?
Ours will just keep rolling until, well, actually, I'm not sure. I have to play with that from 4 to 4:30. I'm not sure. I
Okay.
can't answer that. But our phones are set up to roll through all of us.
Right.
So if a phone call gets through, it's at least my belief, without doing some more study, that it would ring 4 times to the first clerk, and then it would roll to the second, third, fourth, and it'll just keep rolling.
Without,
It won't go to
Go to
voicemail
voicemail
during
at all.
that time. I don't believe so, no.
And can they change that voicemail so that it does go to voicemail?
Well, the
After
problem
so many-
all comes with the calling tree. Because our hours do say 4 o'clock, it says our business hours cut off. But because that comes from the calling tree, it's at least my understanding from Giant that that's the problem. So when they push 1 on that calling tree, because the hours for that calling tree are till 4:30, it's just gonna come through and keep.
But all county offices are open till 4:30.
Which is fine, that's fine. When I talk to Christy about it, they'll just set up a new calling tree.
Just for you guys.
No, it'll be for the whole building, but somehow they'll change those business hours. I don't understand all that because I'm not techie enough, but that's what Dave explained was in order to accomplish that, they'll have to set up a new calling tree. I'm guessing that will leave us out of that calling tree, so people can't push 1 to get to district court.
But that brings back the next problem. The whole reason that calling tree was set up back when Kathy Nick was here was because every phone call came in to the clerk's office and then they had to transfer it.
I get that.
So now we're back to them answering, I think Kathy was saying at that time it was 30 to 50 phone calls a day just for the district court. So,
I don't have the right answer, I don't know.
yeah, and I
I
guess
mean, what we need to accomplish is if they're gonna push 1 for district court after 4 o'clock, that it goes to a voicemail.
and that's what I really can't believe that Giant can't accomplish that with their software. I think that probably the next step is to get them in here and talk to them, because I truly can't believe that at 4 o'clock, that phone number, that push 1 goes directly to voicemail rather than, ringing into the office or somewhere
And I
else,
think
so.
you tell them when you have it set up.
And I surely,
You had to
surely,
tell them to set it up that way.
with the technology now, they can,
Well, that's what I thought, is that it could just roll to our night message
Yeah.
that says, we're open from 8 to 4, call back during those hours.
so
But-
let's get Giant in here and we'll talk to them and figure out what's going on, because, no, I got no problem with that, but I don't want the phone system shut down at 4 o'clock for the whole building, so.
And that's fine with me, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to accomplish
Let's
getting
see.
ours shut off at 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
so.
let's see what will work out, because like I say, I truly can't believe that with Giant's technology that they can't do that.
Sure,
So we'll work with that and go from there with it. When we do, we'll let the clerk's office notify you so you can come down to it here at the same time, and we'll
Sure.
go from there.
sounds good to me.
All right, thanks, Amy, appreciate it.
Anything else?
Can't think of it. And thanks for taking the phone call the other day.
Yeah, I was so confused by that, I was like, who has my personal cell phone? I don't think I have anyone. Thank you guys.
We'll see you later. It's safe with me.
Okay.
All right, so we'll table that till we get Giant in here. Let's see. Brooke, you wanna jump up?
Sure. I'm just here to present our reinvestment in JCK grants for FY '26 and '27. It's a 2-year grant. It's the same one we've had where JCK funds pay for the salary and benefits of 2 care coordinators that are part-time for them, and 50% of each of their time, even though we have one who is an open position. And then the rest, they the reinvestment grant then gives all the funding for the community-based services and client contractual services for that program. So it's the same program for both, but one just pays for this and one pays for that. So.
Okay.
For the reinvestment, the funding is not changed. The only difference is each district had previously got $50,000 for behavioral health funds. Those are not additional to this grant, this process. However, that is where all of our money goes anyways, is to help support for assessments and evaluations and whatnot. So that it's $154,860. Then it's an incentive cap, which is incentive funds for youth, but we don't really use this program as an incentive. We incentivize through their supervision. So I'll just kind of pass
And are
that.
these federal funds, or these state funds, which are they?
These are state funds,
Okay.
investment.
So right now, we have no basis to believe that they're gonna be cut or anything, right?
No,
Okay,
this is all part of the reform, Senate Bill 367.
okay,
That was back in 2017.
okay.
So, I mean, it does ask about if funding went away for evidence-based programs, what would we do? And we would search for other possible grants.
Sure.
But it is what it is. So this is the actual grant. And I need to make a full copy of it. Do you want it on file? Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that. Yeah, I'm fine. This is just the full description because you can't read it. You can't read that.
Yeah, no.
It's terrible. I don't know why it does that.
So these need signed?
Yes, by your chair. And because we have an interlocal agreement, you guys in the administrative county only have to collect one signature
Yeah.
from all four.
So, right here,
Um,
Board of County Commissioners
yes,
Chairperson, okay.
yeah. It's a print. And then title, form, and date.
How did they divide these up? Like, they see there's a total of $8 million going down to this program. How do they determine who gets what?
So that is a good question. If you recall, when I came in last month or mid-month, and they're talking about formula funding and like how to determine how each district is funded and what the formula will look like. As for these two grants, it's really by population, by our case numbers, and so I always compared us to the 22nd and 21st because population-wise and caseload-wise, we used to match pretty close. We exceed that. Our programs are very heavy and strong. The amount of youth that we serve on supervision, our administrative orders that allow that. I mean, we just a really good district.
Where's the 18th district?
Oh, shoot.
No,
To give you a map.
I mean, they're getting 1.2.
That's probably Sedgwick or,
City
I mean, you
is-
got Johnson County, Sedgwick and,
Lined up.
thank you. Yeah, they're always, yeah. But even like our numbers compared to Shawnee County for immediate intervention are higher. I mean, for the population, like it's kind of nuts. So anyways. Is this what-
That's crazy.
Yeah, a little bit. Some of the things we did
That's
that
the one that's
weren't
not-
really projected and part of that's gonna really help us in the formula funding, is that we don't crazy out kids on supervision. We follow them, and especially if they're crossovers, so they're in DCF custody and on supervision, we go wherever they are. Because all their cases are through their initial child in need care, that jurisdiction. So it's a Jackson County kid who's a child in need care placed out of home, and then it goes on probation, we stay with them because we're usually the only worker that is with them through the duration. They change as they move, other districts courtesy them, and we've had kids courtesy to us that have been courtesy 5 times. And so once that happens, we will then continue to track and follow them. We actually get credit for them too, but it does dip into our travel and whatnot, but do that.
This is what we,
It does, it's Christine. Oh, shoot, okay, yeah, please. There should be two. Yeah, he's got one. And then if you want, I can send over a copy after Tammy's gonna sign later, I'll go snag hers, yeah. I can send you the scan minutes in too. Yeah.
So things going well?
Yeah, they are, we're busy, but it's not like we're super.
Drop dead busy.
Yeah,
Yeah, understand.
I mean, it's kind of one of those, like, we have the open position, we're still chewing on what it will look like. I don't want to bring somebody in and not have enough of them, and there's days that we really use
Right.
the extra body, but come this summer, if I haven't found someone, then I have a couple intake officers that work for schools, and so I might have them do some special projects to help me.
Sure.
Like over the summer.
Yeah, yeah. So, like policy, just stuff that I need to
So I
do.
think the last time you were in, you were talking about you're running Jagged because you were having open positions and you were trying to fill in
And I do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not uncommon. I always take cases, like a variety of different programs. So I've got kids on prevention, kids on IIP, kids on probation, and kids on parole. I've actually I'll have two on parole, and another one released Wednesday. But that also keeps you fresh and knowing what you're doing when
Sure.
you're auditing case files and whatnot. But I do need to try not to take it more. And I'm covering right now, like Jeff and Jackson. I cover daytime a lot. And
Right.
so from 6 to 6. And those are the only things that I told, I've told the other two, they're taking each a day a week. But I'm like, if I start to see and I can't burn time down and lose it like I do every year,
right.
that is my fault. So you're taking.
Yeah. No, and that's, I've always said one of the things, if you earn the time off, then you take the time off. You can't give it up each time. You can't give it up each year. So that's something you need to really put in your back pocket and keep, that you gotta take that time off.
I think the problem is getting better. I took some time off and now I'm working twice. I mean, yesterday I worked 37 hours. I mean, it is what it is, it
Yeah.
is the nature of the beast, right?
Oh, yeah, but you burn yourself out that way. You can't allow yourself to do that.
Right, right. So
So.
it's like, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
Well, you guys, you have the explanation.
I got a copy of
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, peace out. Enjoy
All
your
right.
day.
Good, we'll see you later, Brooke. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we've got a few minutes before Brian gets here, so we have another letter from Soldier. As the New Year's now upon us, our clubs graciously requesting consideration of Commissioner's funds for updated or ball equipment, maintenance, repair, ball field, snack shack, and restroom facilities. Soldier Ball's Club takes a great deal of pride in yearly opportunities to invest in the lives of young players and families in the Soldier community and beyond. Our players come not only from Soldier, but Circleville, Holton, Wetmore, Onega, and Havensville area. All who choose to play with Soldier become part of the Soldier Ball family. We do our best to teach and pass on tradition of pride in God, country, and baseball. We strive to be welcoming hosts to all of our fellow Jackson County ball clubs, players, and fans with our country honoring traditions and good food and good game and ball. We look forward to the 2025 season and appreciate your consideration for investment. Soldier Ball, if approved, please send funds to Soldier Ball, care of Ross Reshik. And last year, Soldier was a recipient of $2,500 also.
And it's my understanding they called you.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring that up. Denison, I got a text from one of the ladies on their council and wanted to know why we didn't send money to Denison last year. We didn't send money to Denison last year.
You had a ball club?
They don't have a ball association, but they have the park. And they were trying to do bathrooms in the park this year and everything, so.
They'd have to request it.
I know
Same,
she did.
in the same as the city of Delia has requested from time to time some
Yeah.
money. And sometimes we've given them money for their park.
And some years,
sometimes we haven't.
Denison fields a ball team, some years they don't. And it's just kind of up in the air on that, if they have enough kids to play. But as far as that,
To my knowledge, they didn't have a rec association, so it would require a rec association.
for a ball,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but as far
for
as
the
that-
accountability of the funds.
when we, 2 years ago, when we gave each city an additional amount, $5,000, I think it was, because, and they were on that list then for their park, but she had requested,
And she
one-
got it,
What's that?
and they got it.
They got $5,000, yeah, 'cause that was just, we gave everybody
Right.
$5,000, yeah. So they were wanting to know, whether or not they're gonna get money this year because they're trying to put bathrooms in the park and so on and so forth, so. Do you want an official formal letter requesting that?
I would need one so that I
Okay.
know what the funds and how much, but
Sure.
in the past, those type projects, it was only if we had additional money left over would we consider funding them in some way. So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, but I can kind of understand that, but if they're trying to upkeep their parks, which is part of this.
what I'm trying to get at is, if there isn't money in that alcohol fund,
Right.
then we didn't fund it. But if we built that up over time, and we were giving this normal appropriations to the rec association that we have in the past, and we had some additional funding, then we would do so based on that. But I'm not in favor of taking money from anywhere other than from that fund.
Sure, no, yeah, from the Parks and Rec Fund.
Correct. The alcohol fund.
Yeah, which is set up as the Parks and Rec Fund, correct? Isn't that the name of it?
Yeah.
So there again, like I say, if they don't have a ball association and they do have a park for the kids to use,
Sure.
then that would be to me fall under that, or they should get a regular
Not a
yearly.
regular,
Why is that?
because we haven't done that with Delia either.
I think that ought to be the thing, don't you?
They should request it.
They should request it, but I think that
But
ought
we
to
have
be,
not done that on a regular basis over the past however many years. It's only been funding those ball associations to help them with ball. But if you want to change that policy,
Well, that's
that's
what I'm saying,
something
I don't
we
know.
can talk about it.
yeah, we need to talk about that.
The other
There's
thing-
what, two cities in it are being left out? Is that Delia and Denison?
Do you not have a ball association? No.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about that because that's
I mean, it said, the fund is Parks and Rec,
It is.
you know, so.
It is.
yes.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what the past practices
Yeah.
have been. And I would need a full accounting of who we're giving money to at this point in time, each ball association, and what we've done, and if we're generating enough income on an annual basis to do that. Because you're also taking money out of there for other things.
Sure. So, let's see. Jackson County Historicals, we just read the thank you, $3,000, $1,500.
Not something that we do on an annual basis.
Okay. We don't do the Historical Society on an
I'm
annual
sorry,
basis?
They do, yeah, that,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
they asked for some additional money, that was the
They have asked for
cleanup.
additional money, yes.
The cleanup on that was a
Yeah.
one-time thing.
Yeah, right. Circleville Ball, $2,500. Point Mayetta Ball, $5,000. That'll walk a ball, $2,500.
Each city that has it is $2,500.
Yeah, that's why we went 5,000 for Point Mayetta because they're combined. $2,500 for Soldier, $2,500 for lighting. So Holton apparently doesn't request anything for their ball. Okay. So then that leaves two cities left out, which would be Delia and Denison. So yeah, I think we need to talk about this. Because Dennis, I mean, Delia has a nice park down there. For them to be able to keep, upkeep that, it's an expense for,
But she typically, their city council will ask for money from time to time if they need it, and if
Sure.
they don't. But I think
Okay.
they've always been very appreciative.
right, of what we've done for them, yeah. So I'll get hold of Vicki and talk to her and tell her to make a formal request, but I think that's something that we ought to put in as a line item for each city that does not have a ball association, that this money goes to their partners. I think that'd be, that's.
Do you have a current printout, Terry, that we can see? Okay.
That's what I'm speaking on, let me put that
This
on.
is just,
What the two requests that we got.
right,
That's the
this is everybody who asks for money on a regular basis out of Parks and Rec. Is that
Well,
correct?
the ones that she has highlighted there are the ones that we do each year, except for the dark green, which is Denison, that I asked her to put in as a line item for right now until we talk about that.
Dealey Ball. They-
Delia Ball's already in there, yes. Denison was not even on the
It was
list.
probably from a long time ago that they did. They haven't.
Right, so that needs to be deleted out of there.
What?
Because they have Dealey Ball in there.
Oh, yeah.
But-
Well, I think there's Denison Ball on there also,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, that's something we need to talk about.
waiting on us?
How are you guys?
How you doing, guys?
Sure.
Hey, lady, how are you? Come on in.
Yeah, you can pull a chair up here, sit down, you don't have to stand.
Okay.
Grab a chair.
All right.
There you go. I know y'all want to speak probably.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of things in mind.
Yeah, thank you.
Who wants to lead off?
I guess I will. Appreciate, as always, everything, and you guys are great supporters of the conservation district and conservation through the county, so we really do appreciate that. Brian handed out a couple things here that state what we've been doing as a conservation district. The money that you provide us is matched by the state, and then we take that money and we multiply it through finding different grants and different federal funds and things like that. So as you know, we currently from fiscal year 23 and prior, there's $3,321,000 obligated for contracts across the county. This current fiscal year, we got so far $316,970 from the federal to do different conservation practices. And of course, we also have state dollars that come in that we are able to allocate to do things with ponds, waterways, so many things. All the stuff, a lot of cover crops and stuff. That's in a lot of the KRPI money that we call Kansas Reservoir Protection. And we got 344,000 on 9,000 acres, or over 9,000 acres covered with that. So, and many more things that we do. You know, we provide services to the county that you guys know, and rent out drills, and we got scrapers and stuff like that to try to help producers that maintain those practices and do those things.
I've used your services myself, so.
I have too. It is nice that you're doing that.
And they're going now. So they finally dried out up here in March and warmed up, and they're going.
Yep.
That's Brian.
So I provided a couple of booklets there. One is our annual meeting booklet. I think a couple of you were at our meeting, so.
Yeah,
You're
I
right, Stan,
didn't
probably.
make it this year, so.
But that's our annual meeting, but a lot of the same information you'll see on this recap sheet. And then the event we just had this past weekend was what Jackson County is involved with 2 other counties, the Women in Ag event. Since we just had the event and I had a booklet, I just thought I'd bring one along and kind of see what we're doing with that program as well. So we do a lot of those educational events. We had a grazing workshop here a couple weeks ago, but just throughout the year we have a lot of different events.
And I had to be out of town, otherwise I was getting into that too.
So, you know, trying to get conservation on the ground and educational opportunities from kids, elementary students, all the way through adults. I mean, so we're trying to provide educational opportunities for everybody.
Do you work with the ag departments at our schools and do anything there?
With FFA?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're, so just starting the school year, we usually do the conservation poster contest, so that's what the
Yeah.
elementary kids, but then we do the soil health judging event. We usually try to help provide a meal for them that day, and so we're always doing that, so that's all FFA kids. The regional is in Jackson County every year, so we help them with that.
We have a speech contest.
Speech contests that are typically FFA kids. Envirothon's gonna happen on Wednesday this week, and it's in Jackson County at the Red Rock Ranch. That usually has 15 to 20 teams. We usually have, Jackson County usually has most teams. I think this year we have 6. Roll Valley couldn't make it this year because I think their instructor is on maternity leave, so was not able to gather up kids to do that. So we'll have 6 Jackson County teams at the event, and that's Wednesday. And so I try to involve them in every way we can. We have our conservation award winners for the conservation district. I work with Jackson Heights because they have a drone. We do drone footage, so I try to incorporate them into getting our drone footage for the videos that we make for the events. And what you see on the screen, that was Jackson Heights. I have an Ag Water Festival first Wednesday of May. I try to get FFA students involved as much as I can. They're kind of busy that time of year, but usually we try to have at least one of the FFA chapters from one of the schools do a, and it's probably more of a petting zoo type thing, but they bring animals in for the kids. So yeah, any way we can use the kids to give an opportunity for them to learn something and be involved, we try to do.
That is great.
Well, I don't have any questions. I mean, you guys do a lot for the community, and I'm more than willing to be increased to 68,000.
I think that's the same amount that we had
Same
last year.
amount as last year, yeah.
So we didn't ask for an increase, so
Yep.
you're
Right.
sticking with the same number. So.
Yeah.
No, like I said, we appreciate everything you guys do, and as Keith said, he and I both utilize your services, and so, I do appreciate everything, so. I do have one question. Are you ready to hit the ground running?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I was already saying, I forgot to introduce our board members. We got Kay Andler here.
New board member, right?
Yeah, new board member like this year, and Dan Pollock, third on the board.
Dan, how are you?
Good. Weren't they supposed to both give speeches today?
I think they were.
We talked about that, Keith.
I gave her the paper when she came in, like, here you go.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys serve on the board. I think it's really important for the community to serve on these boards. We don't have community members. It just doesn't work. So I appreciate it. I know it's a very high-paid job, so so I do appreciate the fact that people are willing to step up. So
Yeah, I appreciate your commitment, so thank you very much.
And we have
Pass it on to the rest of your board members.
Debbie Keeler and Shane Newell, the other 2 that couldn't make it today. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
And do you have any questions of us?
You got any questions of us?
No.
All right.
Oh, good.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
See you
You
later.
get taller every time I see you.
One of these days, start going the other direction. Yeah.
Good seeing you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
When do you need your letters signed?
They usually want it like September 1st, but I know sometimes it goes beyond that.
She's wanting this to start by exciting before September 1st.
Yeah. So, I know it's going to look later than that, but as long as I know, that's great. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, so, yeah, well, let's talk about Delia Denison, because I don't want them to feel slighted as cities, as parks, that have parks and have organizations that use the parks. So we need to talk about that. Do I need a motion for the appropriations for the Soldier and Netawaka? Probably so.
We usually do.
Yeah. So, and we'll do them together. I don't think there's any problem with that. So for Soldier was $2,500 a week on both of these.
Yes.
So I would entertain a motion to appropriate to the Soldier, should I get this right? to Soldier Ball and Netawaka Athletic Club in the amount of $2,500 each for their appropriations for 2025.
Go ahead.
It's been properly moved and seconded to appropriate $2,500 each to Soldier Ball and Netawaka Athletic Club for 2025. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
In the next meeting, we can have a printout that shows the actual income and then what came out in 2025, so that we know,
2024?
or 2024.
Okay, yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
So we know who asked for money last year, how much money came in, and how much money was left over.
Yep.
That would be great.
Okay.
And then we can have a little more
There
knowledge.
should be
Yeah,
more
we
money,
do have a little more information on
there
it.
should be money coming in.
So, yeah. Did you get that? All right, so if Chrissy can have that information for us, or the clerk's office can have that information for us, that would be great. That is all I have in the stack of minutes and cities and bills.
Yeah, those are bills.
Just anything untoward in them?
I didn't. So $278,000 worth there, so that's good.
Minutes, is that it?
And then we got to do minutes. I can't see anything else here. I think we got everything taken care of. All right, you can sign those. Is Kurt coming in today? Okay. No, I didn't know if I'd seen one on this agenda and if he had anything or not.
Tim texted me back when there was a report on that.
Yes, yes, you did,
Okay.
yeah.
He said it's direct,
I'm glad we got some closure, we're gonna get some closure on this.
it's gonna be an expensive one.
Yeah. All right, everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
I have.
I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes of March 24th. Any corrections?
Just a couple of times. Like approved paving should be capitalized in that one place. Did you mark it? I did, and then the very last sentence down there should have it.
So I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes with corrections.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of March 24th, 2025 with corrections. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Nay.
You don't get a vote.
Oh. I might add something to you on the ballpark and stuff. I think they figured the country runs on 2% inflation. So $2,500 is about $50.
There you go. There you go.
But also, just for humor here, since a penny costs 3.7 cents to make, how many things you got the same face value that you purchased for 200 years? Think about you go to the grocery store, you purchase food, it becomes pollution. It's kind of interesting what the,
Oh, yeah.
everybody wants to. Anyway, I just try to sit here and make sure our elected officials are doing their job.
We are trying to.
You have a good day.
All right, we'll see you later.
Take care.
Be careful, Gary.
Have to see you again, Linda.
Thank you, you too.
Although you're not taking my money now, which how, well, either way you are. Yeah.
I'm
Have a
sure
good
they're
day.
good to you.
Does anyone have anything else for business coming before us today?
I don't, we would need a, probably for our next meeting, complete printout of what Road and Bridges budget is for all departments,
Yep.
all categories, not having that Excel spreadsheet like we used to, have no idea where we're at with some of the budgets. So, we need that so that we know what's, I always like to know what's appropriated for, I don't know, I mean, if we approve stuff and if you print it out today, it's not gonna show there's $10 in it, and we've spent 7 of them, but they haven't come through. You look at that report and you go, well, there's $10 in it.
Yeah.
So we need to know what is encumbered
Sure.
out of those. So if we're gonna try to look at Scott's budget and make a decision on where he would have a issue.
All right. Yeah, that'd be something we could have for next week, so if you want to make a note of that.
Good timing, because they'll end the month this week.
Yeah.
We won't get into
But
this.
we'll get into it, but yet,
If the bills.
Could be.
but
Yeah,
but it'll still be,
So,
have the bills of it.
so how do we, on a regular basis, have that updated information, other than printing a multi-page report and then hoping that someone wrote it down somewhere? What's encumbered? So, follow what I'm saying, when we make a decision at this level, to purchase, we'll say, a truck, and there's $500,000 in that account. We made a decision 2 months ago to purchase a truck. It's not gonna come out of that account until we pay the bill.
Right.
And if it takes 6 months for that truck to be built, and 5 months later, we go, whoa, okay, we need another tractor over here. And you see how I'm saying, when we had the Excel spreadsheet, you had what was encumbered on the left-hand side, you had what was budgeted on the right-hand side, and you had a running total. So that you always knew at any given time, up to this meeting, how much money was in that account.
Well, like the Parks and Rec that we were just looking at showed an encumbered amount over in a column, an encumbered amount, so.
But it doesn't for each one of them. Look at it, it shows 0.
Well, but it still has a column for an encumbered amount.
But
Right.
she could enter those in on road bridge. She could enter
That's
the,
not
like
counting.
the
Yes.
purchase,
Do it when we would order trucks, and we have to wait for several months, she would put those in.
like the
so that-
purchase orders and all that stuff, she could put that in.
Most departments, whatever they're purchasing, they're getting it quickly, or they've already got it when they turn in the invoice. So.
It's the
not
same
as
thing with
difficult.
gravel. I mean, if you
Well,
look
yeah.
at the gravel budget, you won't know what that accurate account, if next Monday we pull that number out, that's not an accurate amount. But if we, somehow we've got to figure out, at least for our information, to be able to keep a running total
Sure.
of what these different accounts, and it was, 4.4%, 0.4%. It was the annual rock budget, it was the, any budgeted item for road and bridge, because those are the ones that we have to keep track of the best.
I don't, honestly, I don't see any way, like on, especially on the rock budgets, on the gravel budgets, until you get your bills at the end of the month, what you're actually gonna know that you spent. You can't.
Sure they can. They know at the end of the week how much gravel they just took out. And so what they would do out there is they would put that money in, or at least you were supposed to be. So you knew that.
Okay, well,
you knew
I thought you were talking about like getting a bill from Bettis for gravel out here, because that way you wouldn't know what your bill was going to be until then. Yeah, if they show out there that they put down 100 ton of gravel.
Right. We know that 100 ton of gravel.
Is coming out of that budget.
Correct. And so the following Monday, we know that instead of 1.2 million, there's 800,000.
Right.
it's not as important for the gravel as it is for machinery.
And that's just what I was
and
gonna
those
say.
other things.
The gravel is really out of our hands, it's what,
Well, but
I mean, well, here,
I like to keep track
hang
of
on,
it.
I know, hang on, what, I didn't mean it that it was out of our hands, because we are the ultimate say. What I meant was, it is out of our hands as far as how much you're going to spend each month, because, remember, we've given the authority to spend that and do what they need to do to the Public Works Director and his underling as far as map and so on and so forth. So, I'd like to see that, but to me, that is something that he has to determine how he is going to use it throughout the year. Because are we gonna start micromanaging that as far as saying, okay, you gotta slow down, you gotta slow down?
Yes, there are times where,
I mean, as far as the gravel.
yes, there
Okay.
are times where we would say, okay, you have most of your budgeted money spent.
Yep.
Move over and start spending that money on 0.4%.
Right, and we did that
And
last
so,
year.
yes, there
Yeah.
is a time where we have that conversation. I'm not saying it's micromanaging, I'm saying it's information for us. If we're gonna, I need that information.
Sure.
Because on a weekly basis, I wanna be able to look at that and understand how much gravel money we have left.
Yep.
Based on, not down to the penny. And that's not, the Excel spreadsheet that we had that everybody shared did that. I could pull it up, but there's gotta be a way that we can do this so that it's no different than you spending money or committing to spend money out of your checkbook.
But she
Right.
can enter that in the system, like
Would Aaron know that?
Aaron,
So-
Christie,
So, so when it comes to the ham quarries, they send an invoice daily
okay, I was
for
gonna
what
say,
was used that day. When it comes to mid-states, they send one once a week. So whatever is used this week, Monday through Friday, we're
Okay.
gonna get the statement on Tuesday.
Okay.
Then you know. Then those, depends on how what they wanna do with them. They may not turn them in until this day, because this is when bills are due.
that if they had them turned in.
They have, and they get them via email. Right, so. I
So
don't
all
know
they
how
would have
you
to
wanna
do-
intervene with that or organize that as far as, do you
All
want
they
them
would
to
have
send
to
it?
do is forward that email onto the clerk's office.
I don't think Christie wants to micromanage an Excel spreadsheet. She wants to use her reports.
Right, so
And
if they
I'm not
would.
asking her to
if-
micromanage.
No, if they would forward that email up here then Aaron could enter that in, because it's a bill.
Right.
Right, and it would be in there and it would show on Christie's reports.
So it'd be like 2 weeks late for when we see it, right? Because if they use it for that first week, say, okay, let's look at April. They send a bill, or they use gravel from the 7th to the 11th. Mid-State sends it the 15th. We get it on the 15th. So we're still gonna be 2 weeks behind on all of our,
They send it weekly.
do what?
Yeah,
They send it weekly.
So
They
we're
send it
used-
weekly, but for the week of the 7th through the 11th, or, okay, you wanna go there, we'll go 3rd through the 7th. So we can actually see 3rd through the
They're gonna
7th,
get it
you'll
this
get it on
day.
the 11th. So we wouldn't see it till the next Monday, so we'd be 2 weeks behind. That's all I'm saying, so it'd always be a little bit behind, but it'd be.
But right now, I have no idea.
No, and I agree. So it would, but you're not gonna have it an up to the minute thing, it would be 2
And
weeks
I'm not asking
behind,
for
so that
up
we
to the
could
minute.
actually.
What I'm asking for is some sort of an idea, and I'm also asking for, especially on the equipment, the miscellaneous stuff, and all the different categories that we had set up, when we make a decision, Road and Bridge and us, make a decision to encumber money, there's gotta be a way that we can track that so that we know 4 months from now, if somebody says, well, hey, or we're having a discussion about maybe, let's spend some more money on a piece of equipment or whatever, the number that's in the report is an accurate number because we've encumbered money. And there's gotta be a way to
Can't
put
Christie
that
put
in.
that in on the budget report? Can't she put that in as a purchase order, like as?
I don't care if we write it down by hand and we
Right.
keep track
No,
of it
you
that
put
way.
The equipment, yeah, and that's how Kathy used to do it, because you would order a truck or a grader, you
Right.
Right.
get it for a long time.
And it would be sitting out
And it
there
would be
showing
set,
that money encumbered.
yes.
Yeah, so there should be a way to put on this report what money's encumbered,
Not on that one,
Not
but
on
on
this
a, on a, yes.
on a different.
So
Yes.
then you have to, so,
Yes.
so there again, then you have to use a whole ream of paper just to print out a normal report.
So they could email it to us, I'm sure, I would think.
Yeah, they can
Sure.
Yeah, email it to us as a PDF. So, I mean, is that kind of what you're asking for?
What I'd really like is what we had.
But okay, let's let Christie get back to explain that, because there was some reason on there that what was showing on that Excel spreadsheet was not truly what was in the budget with the expenditure pulled out. Is the way that I was
So
understanding it.
therein lies the question why.
Yeah, and that's, so let's let Christie get back to explain that, because it seems to me that that's what she was saying, that the Excel spreadsheet did not show the true picture with the budgeted
Well,
money.
part of the problem was that from my conversations with Road and Bridge, they would encumber it out of an account.
Mm-hmm.
But when it got up to the clerk's office, it didn't always get encumbered out of that. It would come out of maybe a different account. Now, I'm not saying always, but
Yeah,
there were
and
times
I
where that
I
happened.
remember that conversation, and I think that was
Don't they
a
want
miscommunication between Road and Bridge and the clerk's office, which account they wanted it out of, and how they were pulling it.
When the bills come in upstairs, Road and Bridge is supposed to mark the number on it as to what fund or line item they want it to come out.
Right, right. I just want to figure out a process so that we can have a closer, up-to-date information. Right now, we don't get anything. Other than, a report.
Right, that's not gonna show you.
That's not going to show you the
No,
information.
she's got another report.
So
that
let's
could be
have,
printed.
I want to have a
Yeah.
conversation, and I mean, we're, April, March, April, May,
Because
we're
we
4
should-
months in.
We shouldn't have to have an Excel spreadsheet because we have a
We
budget.
have multiple reports. that we
Right.
can use.
But again, Tara, that's part of the problem. I don't want multiple reports. I don't want,
I'm saying you have to have all of it in
five,
one
hang on, hear me out. I don't want 5 stacks of these. I want their specific accounts that we deal with, that we need to know up-to-date information on. And so figuring out a way to pull those out or get those numbers to, I'll keep my own spreadsheet.
I don't think there should, I mean, really, let's have this conversation with Christie and see what she's got to say, because I would think that she would be able to pull out anything that we want to, pull out different.
I don't know.
Line
I don't know
items,
how,
different anything
you know
on
how
that.
this system works, can you end it, because it's still a DOS-based system, right?
But shouldn't Scott be keeping track of his budget?
He does.
Okay, so, when he comes in on a Monday, should we not be able to say to him, how much money do you have in this line item? Is that really not kind of his responsibility? Or even, he has secretaries out there.
So maybe that's part of the conversation. That's what we did, Linda, initially. We set up an Excel spreadsheet out there. And we went through here and we listed, these aren't budgeted, these are
We listed
We
1%
listed-
or 0.04% rock, 0.4% rock.
budgeted rock,
Budget rock, capital outlay rock.
right, all those different
Special
accounts.
equipment,
We went
bridge.
across there. And so what Road and Bridge would do is every week, they would go in and say, under rock, we spent $102,000, boom, there's your subtotal. Equipment, there are purchase orders out there for 3 trucks, 2 blades, and whatever. They would list the date, what it was, and it would subtract it out. So we would know that we started out at the beginning of the year with a budget of 1.2 million, whatever, and you would have a list. They were doing that. But by the end of the year, the 2 numbers didn't match up. That's where for some reason, and I want to figure out why, so that we can have that information available. It's hard to make decisions when you don't have the information. And again, either that or we're going to sit down and we're going to have a different
That's
conversation
not the report
about
that
these
you need.
reports.
That's,
And I thought we were going to do that, and we haven't done it yet, and for Road and Bridge or anywhere. And so, That's
Yeah,
just something we need
let's have that
to,
conversation next week, but I can't believe that Christie in her reports cannot pull out the specific line items that we would like to see, that we need to see, special equipment, rock budget, you know, capital outlay, so on and so forth, for each one of the different departments, road and bridge, recycling, noxious weed.
don't need them
all
for,
of it.
yeah, don't need them
You know.
necessarily for those, because those over the past years were pretty regular, you know, they, for noxious weed, they would purchase all their
Right.
chemical and fall and that kind of thing. It's,
Well, I'm just saying, those are our biggest expenses there, so
but
that's,
there's no way for Christie that I know of to go into this report and put encumbered amounts.
the one report, can you show me the one report that she printed out for the Parks and Rec account? Thank you. This report here
I know it does,
show, and that's what I said, so she should be able to do it for the rest of it. There shouldn't-
but it's,
shouldn't be-
that's not budgeted money. What's the
I
difference, what's the
understand that's not
difference
budgeted
between
money.
that and then
What
the,
do you mean not budgeted money?
That's just,
that's income?
that's just done through the account number. You can do that for any account.
So if we can set something
Yeah.
up on that, I would love to.
And so, and then, correct my ignorance, so the purchase orders that we just signed today for the GPS, for the rock bed, and one for the socks.
Yeah.
So, as soon as those purchase orders hit upstairs, that should go into the encumbered amount, correct?
But does,
Automatically.
Yes, if they fill out a purchase order,
but where is that report? That's the whole key.
That would be this one here for
it would be
those
specific to
line
that
items,
account
right?
number that, because that's just the 217.
Yes, but
Right.
that's what I'm saying, so that would be that report for whatever.
So can you pull up a budgeted account?
I can't right now because I don't know how to get on this computer
Okay.
program. Erin's upstairs and she can probably print out whatever report we want.
So maybe that's the key to this is let's identify the accounts we want and then have that put into a report on a weekly basis.
Sure.
I'd like it every week just so we know where we're at.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it helps us.
And if she just emails it to us, you know, or whatever, just so we can see it, that's
I
great.
don't care, yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
Email's
sense.
fine.
that way we don't kill
Okay.
10,000 trees.
I agree with this.
Thank you.
It happens no matter what.
We utilize a lot of paper.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So no, I think that's a very good point. I think that, you know, we're both saying the same things. I think that she's able to pull them out and do them. I think that what we need to do is identify to the clerk's office which reports we want and how we want them to show. And I think that she can pull them out. It shouldn't be a big deal as far as I can see.
Yeah. Okay.
And so the 4% sales tax, the road bridge sales tax, so do they keep good track out there as to where that money is going and being spent on? Because you know when
They
that,
do.
when that, okay, because when that comes up again, you know,
Right, so they know, I mean, when we were doing the Excel spreadsheet, it was always listed. We would pull for a certain amount of time out of budgeted money, and then we would go over to the 0.4%. We'd let it build up throughout the year, because it was, I think, $40,000 to $50,000 somewhere in there on a monthly basis. And then we pull out of there until that was done, until we got to a,
so,
which-
We're gonna have, you know, I was just gonna throw this in because I was thinking about this the other day after reading the
yes, you
reporter.
can track that by the number.
We're gonna have to start watching that a little closer, the 4%, because sales tax has been down the last couple of reports, so.
Well, that was the other nice
Yeah.
thing about that report. It would also show on 4% the income side of it. So it's nice to have that portion on there too.
Yeah.
How much last month did, because it's typically late, or not late, but it's the delay.
And like I say, I would think that Christie should be able to pull that stuff out. Put it in
Let's
the
carve
report.
out
Yeah.
on the agenda to have that conversation
Yeah.
so we can get that going. Because we had talked about that last fall and we still haven't.
it's just a matter of the right printout and understanding the way it's all laid out. Yeah.
I think that's good. Like I said, I think we're both saying the same thing, but we're all saying the same thing. It's just,
Okay.
that it's, It's there, we should be able to pull it out, I don't think there's gonna be a problem with that myself. Now, Chrissy might come up and say, oh, no, we can't do that, and then we'll figure out something else.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
anything else? All right, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded, we adjourn this meeting, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried. Thank you very much, good meeting.